This is Console TX, and today, where I live, is the day before Sunday, and that means that it's Easy Sunday. We're playing as Geneva Havel for the January 27th, 2019 Daily Challenge, in which the goal is to kill 3 foundry officers while killing as few other people as possible. To prevent us from achieving that goal, we are frail, glitch sick, shaky, and but we also have the boon of being ex-glitcher, which is cool if we ever get a teleporter. We have the traditional concussion hammer, which is going to make not killing people pretty easily. Hopefully we run into a bunch of guys with wrenches. No, they have guns. That's too bad, so this concussion hammer is the only thing I've got. And the bosses have emergency shields, which is also inconvenient. So that's a bit of a shame, but it'll be fine. Shaky is not going to matter unless we ever get some concussive guns, and those are going to be hard to come by in this daily challenge. And glitch sick is the evil twin of our ex-glitcher trait, which means that teleporters that we find are going to be worse than they would otherwise be. So that's fine. This mission, it is an Easy Sunday mission, so it makes sense that there are 7 guards. We just want to kill one of the last ones. So let's head out to the target. Wow, it's far away. Alright, it's going to the left, which means that I want to be below it. Clean 4-second docking job. Looks like guard Eridanus is in an annoying spot, but there's no alarm response, so I am just going to ignore him and go grab the keycard. He fires, and then we can keep going. Here, and we get to play Ring Around the Roses with our good friend Eridanus and leave. And then we just autopath over to the assassination target. We might as well yoink this crate while we're at it. Some spare guns, just because. Oh, and I should bring my pod over. That was straightforward. Aside from getting the level 1 keycard, it was just a auto path to the target and a yoinking of that crate. It's a good pickup, the subverter, so that lets me skip some obstacles that I would otherwise need to loot the keys for. Crash beam could also be useful if I run into some people with shields. We have the acid trap to deal with armor, and the concussion hammer to deal with everything else. So let's look at the next mission. Ooh, this is exciting. We've got a bunch of guys with wrenches, and I can hit them all without causing any trouble. So that's good. The alarm response is target flees, which is also a pretty good alarm response, I think. The concerning thing about the target is that they are explosive, and I think if you slit the throat of somebody who's explosive, then they still explode, even if they were knocked down on the ground. However, I can crash them, and that'll turn off the explosives. So, it's okay. Jammer gates irrelevant. Many sentry guns, pretty much irrelevant. I just need to make sure I don't kill anybody accidentally. And it looks like the ship is inconveniently close. I'm actually just going to wait for it to fly far away so that I don't waste time. Because I think that this daily might be one where small amounts of seconds matter for the best score. Ooh, what a weak docking job. 6 seconds, mediocre. There are guards down here, and so I'm going to definitely knock them out. So I could just subvert this door and be on my merry way, but I want their wrenches, and I want that crate. Forgot to grab the key card. Or rather, I just thought I would get there in time. It ended up being fine. But I might have wasted a fraction of a second. This visitor could be useful. What do I want instead of the gun? Yep. Okay, unpause. I want some wrenches. And these guys are actually a little bit out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to auto path over there. And then I'm going to throw my items at them. And then run in the meantime. And that's good. I have enough wrenches to do whatever it is I might want to do. So this is a somewhat annoying sentry gun, but I can just dodge whatever bullets it shoots at me so that I don't have to change my path. Yep, and then I have to go up. And then I can go all the way down. It would be frustrating. Oh no, I can just crash it. I was gonna say it would be frustrating if I had to dodge this sentry gun again, but it's actually a non-issue. And then I want to crash the assassination target so that when I kill them, they don't explode on me. Is that... No. Wait a minute. Is that how that works? That isn't how that works. I misunderstood. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Maybe they just don't explode when you kill them when they're on the ground. Maybe that was the misunderstanding. I really don't remember. I need this guy to not be in this room because I'm going to leave out this window. Ooh, now I have 2 visitors. Yeah, I think I just misunderstood the nature of explosive guards. I couldn't recall whether they exploded when you kill them on the ground, or whether they exploded if they weren't on the ground and you crashed them, because it looked like he still had the flashing explosive on him, which makes me think that he would have exploded if I had, let's say, shot him with the gun while he was standing up. But on the ground, the flashing orange light went away, and so it seemed pretty safe to just execute him. So, I don't know. I need to go check how exactly that works in an environment that's safer than a daily challenge. Okay, looks like I am going to need this acid trap. I was actually hoping to kind of get rid of the acid trap so that I could do some visitor shenanigans, or just hold another wrench while still keeping all my other gadgets. But I think the play for this next mission is just going to be to slipstream through the entire ship. I love doing double visitor shenanigans, but with glitch sickness, it's probably not faster. Actually, that might not be true. I'll have to evaluate. I think I am going to want to do double visitor shenanigans, actually. I think that'll work out really well, because I have X glitcher, and this is extreme range, so it's going to have just an absurdly long reach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dock. I can just look at the ship. I was going to say I'm going to hope that the ship has an docking spot, but it clearly doesn't, so. And I can just examine it. Oh. When you pause right outside a station, it just puts you back in the station, so. Whoops. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do a mediocre docking job. Okay, where am I going? So the assassination target's over there. How extreme is the range of my extreme range visitor? Very extreme. So if I activate the slipstream, does the amount of time that I spend unconscious from the visitor get reduced by the slipstream? I don't actually know how that works. Well, regardless, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through the ship, I think to this corner, and then visit over here, and wake up, assassinate the target, and then dip out the window, or visit out the window if I need to. What's the range on this? It's long range, so... I mean, it's regular range, but I'm X-glitcher, so it's long range. Yeah, so I think, as with most things that involve a slipstream, it starts by pressing the slipstream button. And then I'll run through these guys. I might as well yoink level 1 while I'm running through them. I need them to not kill each other, but that's fine. Looks like that's not going to be an issue. I'd like to use the slipstream again, but whatever, that's also fine. So, I'm unconscious. I wake up. I activate the slipstream. I put down the acid trap. I clonk him. I kill him. And then I visit off the ship. And then I remote control my pod. Excuse me, that's not allowed. This ship... Oh, it's Easy Sunday. It is allowed. Oh, wow. I forgot about that. That's almost a disaster. Oh, I am going to get pulled back over here, though, and that's probably going to knock me unconscious. Uh-oh. Huh. What if I were to visit... So, it's weird that getting pulled back didn't knock me out. And I think that that's a glitch. And I think that the reason that getting pulled back didn't knock me out is because I was off the ship when I got pulled back. And so, but what I suspect is that when I get pulled back here, I am going to get knocked out, and then those guys are going to find me and pick up my body. And so what I want to do is I want to get to a safe location before then. And I also want these guys to not kill each other while I'm at it. Oh. Okay, good. He shot a guy with armor, so it's all okay. So I want to get off the ship. Okay, I'm not going to get off the ship, but that's fine. Then I'm going to visit here. Remote control my pod. Okay, I'm unconscious, but I should get yoinked back in a moment. So to make sure that these guys are safe, I'm going to hit them very hard with heavy items. It's for their own good. I don't want them to shoot each other. And then I'm going to return to the ship. Okay, I'm unconscious right there. They might throw me out. Oh, I can't remote control my pod right now. That's fine though. So, I wasted some time. I wonder. So, the main error was that I forgot that Easy Sunday third ships are not glitch proof. And my plan was sort of predicated on visiting outside the ship and then not getting pulled back in. So that was just a small oversight. Having made that mistake, I don't think I handled it as well as I possibly could. I had a lot of options available to me. So what happened was I was going to get pulled back over to where I assassinated the target, and I was going to be unconscious, and it looked like I actually wasn't unconscious long enough for either of them to pick me up, but there was no way for me to reasonably know that, and so I think it was the right decision to assume that they would be able to pick me up if I didn't do something about it. So, having reached that issue where I was going to get picked up, and then they would begin the slow, arduous process of carrying me all the way from the end of the ship to the airlock because I hadn't broken a window or anything. Uh, it's definitely it definitely was better to make some sort of play. I think using the second visitor was good, although I think it would have been better to, because what I wanted to do was I actually wanted to run with the slipstream all the way to the airlock. Uh, and I took a couple tiny detours while I was doing that, which might have made all the difference. Um, or it might have saved the little bit of time that it took for the guards to find my unconscious body and throw me out of the airlock, rather than me being already out of the airlock because I had managed to run there with the slipstream. One of the things I maybe could have done was shot out one of the fuel barrels, but that's taking a pretty big risk because it's possible that some of the guards would die if I did that. Another thing I could have done was run up to the um, oh, actually, no, because I was shaky. I was gonna say one of the things I could do would be shoot out the barrels, then uh, run up and shoot so that the guards wouldn't run to the gunshot that would cause them to get sucked out into space. But that wouldn't work because I just didn't. I was shaky, and so I wouldn't be able to make a shot from long range uh, to be able to shoot out the fuel barrel. So I think it seems like there was a way I could have handled that last bit more efficiently. Uh, Aside from a way to handle that more effectively that wasn't remembering that the ship is not a glitch proof hole. Because like if I remembered that it was not a glitch proof hole, then I could have just, well, I could have just run through the whole ship while slipstream. That would have been pretty fast. I would have got to the target. I would have left like a normal person. Or I could have put myself in a room that was about to get blown out, or in a room with an open window, so that and then visited from there, so that when I got pulled back, it would put me somewhere where I would be able to escape right away, rather than what I did, which was assume that it wouldn't, or that I wouldn't be required to escape at all, because the glitch proof hole would save me. Um, but yeah, aside from that oversight, I mean, so like that oversight was very small, and it definitely resulted in the largest loss of time that I experienced over the course of anything that I was doing in this daily. So I feel pretty good about that. Um, Having made that mistake, I think, and I don't know, I need to go back and like actually look at what happened there, because there are a lot of moving parts, a lot of dudes, a lot of glitch sickness, a lot of visitor opportunities, subverter crash beam opportunities. Like, could I have crashed a door to, like, I could have run around the corner and then crashed the door, and that would have prevented them from coming and picking up my body, which would have given me enough time to just wake up and then leave via a window or via the slipstream, just running out with the slipstream. Um, I didn't think about that, but that's an interesting idea. Could I have subverted anything? The alarm response was target flees, wasn't it? So I could have just subverted the telepad. I don't remember where the telepad was, but visiting to this telepad, subverting it, and then like shooting my gun, and then just leaving and letting the target kill themselves in the vacuum of space. That would be another interesting strategy. Although that assumes that when I leave, the target actually does go to the telepad to escape, which there was one time in my life where I like left as the alarm was being sounded, and so it didn't count, and the alarm didn't count down because I wasn't in the ship. Uh, and then I went back into the ship, and then it started counting down, and then the target escaped. But it was annoying when that happened, and that's a risk that I would be taking if I was subverting the telepad and then just leaving. Um, but yeah, I think that was pretty good. Just the one oversight was a real problem. So that's today's Heat Signature Daily Challenge, the Easy Sunday Daily. And this is Consoles. My name, signing off. Like I usually say, but, pronounced worse than normal.